Hello and welcome to Maggie's Fun Time. This is Magzie and we are back here on Hypixel Skyblock. This is the vanilla server. If you guys like this episode, make sure you smack that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. Today, guys, we are going to look at the update. Artist Abode. This is 20.5 edition. Um, Before we do anything, I'm going to read this right here, little part right here. Welcome to Hypixel Skyblock patch 20.5. I will have the link to this in the description, so any part that I tell you, you can come back and read on your own. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing. That means come on here, follow the link, read that part for yourself. So, get into this. As of today, Marco is no longer the village's only resident artist. Vincent, having moved into the artist abode, read to learn what exactly Vincent brings to the game and how he will help express your decorative side. Artist abode. This is what Vincent looks like. Found in the now this I'm gonna have to say, guys, I'm calling BS on this one. Okay, founding on the outskirts of the village by the Colosseum, the artist abode is the new home for Vincent. In addition to the village's bustling community, Vincent is an artist who is always busy working on the latest piece, and he prefers to paint with dyes. Though dyes are indeed relatively scarce resource elsewhere in Skyblock, Vincent seems always to have plenty supply. Maybe there is something to be learned of his mysterious ways. So we're going to stop right here, and I'm going to go into the game. And I'm going to show you where Vincent's is at, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, as you spawn in here, in the hub, like normal, you go to the right, and you come as if you're going to the Colosseum. Now, to them, this is the Colosseum area, okay? And, yeah, but this isn't anywhere around. It's not on this side. He's not on this side. You have to go all the way over to here in the farming zone of the area. It's all the farm stuff here to get to Vincent's. There's a back way too to go into his place here, so you can actually come in the back way if you want to. Let's bring that up. There's a fence right here where you can go in the back way. You guys can call it the front way if you want. It's two ways to get here. As you can see there. And here's Vincent, and you can talk to Vincent. Hello there, my name is Vincent. I'm an artist, and I believe you may be familiar with others like Marco and Pablo. Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of dyes? Yes. Very good. Then I don't need to explain what and how to get them. Nope. As a painter, I prefer to use dyes as part of the skyblock, and they're extremely rare, so most artists just go with the flow and work with what they have. However, I feel like I'm different. Depending on what I'm painting, I need different types of dyes, but I always find exactly what I need. It's almost as if the dyes I use become more common for everyone. Nah, that would just be crazy. Anyways, if you ever want to see what I'm currently painting, come speak to me again. And then you speak to him again, and this is what he's painting, and these are the dyes that are more common. Okay? It tells you what they are. It tells you the rarity. It tells you these dyes are 3 times as common during Skyblock 365. And where it drops from. So the Carmine dye here has a chance to drop from sea creatures in lava sea creatures. This one has a chance to drop from visitors, which is the copper dye. And then the Celeste dye drops, sorry, keep screwing, from Silver Packmaster. So, clear that. Down here we have the bucket of dye. Found a dye on your travels, you can exchange it for an accessory, the color of which depends on the dye donated. And then the compendium here, you can go in here and look up all the dyes, and it tells you what their rarity is, how likely it is to drop from each particular thing, how many you dropped, global drops, that kind of thing, and where to get each die from. Every single die in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my. There's the back. There's 3 entrances. I'll give you that one. So I'm gonna go back to my hub, my island. Then we're gonna go back to the patch notes. So go up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect so we don't hear the chickens being slaughtered. So that all that is shown right here under Vincent. Everything that I just told you. I figured it would be better to show you in game. And this is an example of the bucket of dies. It's a 1% increased drop rate for all dies, and it's colored depending on the die that you donate. I totally want a green die, so I'm going to pick out one of the green ones, go for that one, and get the bucket of die for my accessory bag. In addition to viewing his masterpiece, players who talk to Vincent also, yeah, I already told you that one. Die rebalancing. As part of this update, we have done a pass for all existing dies, analyzing their drop rates and their place within the game. As a result of this, we have adjusted the drop rates and sources of many dies, some examples of which can be seen below. So, some of which, that means there's more of them, and these are some that's been adjusted. You can look through the full compendium and tell for yourself if you're into dies, but there is a few here that it says specifically has been adjusted. I'm not going to go over each individual one. I'm saying that because there's a large amount down below, and you can come on here and read those for yourself. This is the die compendium we just looked at. After taking a look at the currently available selection, Vincent decided things were looking a little bleak. As such, he somehow came across a number of dies that are now available to other players. So we have the Archfiend die that drops if you can manage to roll a 7 on Archfiend die, or high class Archfiend dice. Feeling lucky. Copper dice, which we just looked at, it drops from garden visitors. We have a dung die, which drops from pest. Fossil die, which drops from the fossil excavator. We have frostbitten die, drops from frozen corpses. Jade die drops from crystal nexus. Livid die drops from bedrock chest on master mode 4-5. Matcha die drops from the revenant horror. Mocha die drops from brewing potions. Persilite die drops from End Island mobs. Pelt die drops from trapper animals. Pinkwinkle? I can't say that word. Drops from runic mobs. Secret die drops from dungeon secrets. Siguarium die drops from Rift Stalker Blood Fiends. There's some other die changes here. They have added a lobby-wide message whenever a player drops any kind of die. All dies now have legendary rarity. Adjusted die rates to now display on the rare number rather than the percentage chance in the bestiary. Adjusted fishing related dies as they can still be obtained even at 100% fishing chance. Adjusted secret chance, sorry. Adjusted the hex color on midnight dies to avoid clashing with the dark purple die. Adjusted the hex color on the livid die. Fixed an issue causing the midnight die not to drop, and removed NP sale prices on dies because they don't want you selling dies anymore. They want you donating them to Vincent. So, discussion about dice. Now, I went over this a little bit. If you guys want to read this, that's fine. I want to read the first part of this. Then you guys can read the rest of all this down here if you want to. It goes over their line of thinking and everything about the die changes. If that interests you, go ahead, do it. It says, The driving force behind this update was our desire to make dies more accessible to the general player base while still maintaining their, position as particular prestigious cosmetic type. As such, we first needed to assess what exactly we wanted to do with dies, whether it was a matter as simple as adjusting numbers or something more complex. The rest of their thinking is down here. I would advise you to go on the link and read this for yourself. It's in depth, and I'm trying to keep this video a little bit shorter than normal. So, but it is a good read. So, there's that. While we think the artist Abode is much needed change to make dies more accessible to players without dragging them away from the core Hypixel experience, we will keep our eyes on how many dies are dropping over the coming months, and if any of them aren't dropping quite as frequent as we'd like, you can expect to see some further changes made, number-wise. Until then, we hope you enjoy the artist Abode. These are the other changes. So everything from here all the way up was dies. All the way down here is just other changes that they've done to the game, and there are a lot of them. Yeah. So, let's get started. Item changes. Oh, my baby woke up. Thought she was going to sleep all day. Added a paradox slot to the melon and pumpkin dicer, which is great for me because I needed the extra farming fortune, and having another slot in there is going to help. It's going to be helpful for my melons. It's not going to do anything for the nether wart, but it's okay. Chum buckets can now be picked up without an empty hand, thank God. You can also now craft full chum buckets. So I guess they added a recipe in for that. Flipped the order of gemstone slots in the pendant of Divine to match the other divine items. The gemstone slots of the Dark Claymore have been changed from Jasper gemstone slots to combat gemstone slots. Anything that has to do with dungeons, let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good change or not. I did want to look this one up because the fancy sword might be quite useful. I'm going to have to do some testing on that, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. We'll use the Hypixel Wiki for this one. So it says the fancy sword can be purchased from Goldfinger in the mines. And, I mean, I can go show you guys. But the damage is on here. It's 20 damage. Goldfinger is the guy next to the, I was reading that on the page. Hold on a minute. 20, and it'll do 150%. So I'm guessing it'll be 30 damage while inside the mine islands. Let's go look at that. Default enchantments on the fancy sword have been replaced with a new ability, Bejeweled Blade, which gives you 150% while on mining islands. Deals 150% while on mining islands. And that's 100%, not base damage. That's 100% after enchantments and stuff. So we'll have to do some testing on that, see how much we really do. I think what we need to do is just grab one, test it. It might be a Tuesday or Thursday episode for us. Test it, just default, and then go and do max enchantments on it. And maybe hot potato books, like just max it out, and then go test the damage again. And you guys know as well as I do, don't be fooled by people online. Like stats of the player matter more than most other things. So make sure that if you see somebody doing a video where they're like, the damage on this sword is the greatest in the world, and they're using a fancy sword, and their damage is like super huge on it. It's because their stats and their trinkets and all that kind of stuff is set to where they deal a bunch of damage, and then they just use the sword. So make sure if you're going to get it, it's cheap sword. if you're going to get it and use it at any time, even if you're starting a brand new account, you want to use that as your starter sword. Make sure that you are trying it out first, and instead of just spending a bunch of money on it, and then like enchantment wise and reforge wise, and then that. Now there's a few little things that we could do to that, so I'm gonna have some fun with that one. We'll see about that one. Shadow Warp Scroll and ability now display the amount of damage it projected to deal. Dungeon changes. Now, for this one, let me know, guys, if this is good changes, not good changes. I know people said bomb diffusion has been removed is a good change. I don't do dungeons, so I'll never mess with that. So, in addition, we're planning to make the following adjustments. The planning, which means it's not available now, guys. It's in the future. Floor requirements for some puzzles have been adjusted as follows. Higher or lower is 2 has been moved for, if I'm reading this right, 4-2 to 4-3. Ice field has been moved from 3 to 7. Ice field has been adjusted to reward 2 blessed chests instead of 1. And it does say these changes, I'm going to highlight this, will be coming live soon, which means they're not in this update, which means I don't understand why they put them in the patch notes. I'm guessing they're in this patch, but they're not live, and they're just going to like click a button on their end and then it'll activate them. I'm guessing is why it's in here. Mining changes. Added a pet rule for entering the glacial lands. I know a bunch of, I don't use pet rules myself, but I know a bunch of people that use pet rules, and they're going to really like this right here, a pet rule for entering glacial tunnels. I think that's going to be super good for most players that do pet rules. Added name above the Devon alloy drop and fireworks when picked up. Thank God. There was no way of even telling you had one in your inventory without you open your inventory and finding out. So like you run over it, and then you would have to like, okay, did I get one? Then you'd open your inventory, and then you'd be disappointed. So now, if you find one, you think it's a Devon alloy, and you drops for you, you can pick it up, and then you'll know straight away. Bam, I got an alloy. So that's pretty good. Citrine, Onyx, Aquamarine, and Peridot gemstones now take 2 fuel to mine. I think that's perfect. Like all the gemstones take 2 fuel to mine, so I don't see why they would be any different. I don't know why it was 1 for them. Disallowing using, this has to be some kind of glitch or dupe or something. Disallowed using the ascension rope while currently in the process of using one. So I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. Fred will stop complaining about back signal when you call him on your Abby phone if you fixed all the ferry relays. Improved drop deep improved deep caverns zone discovery message. Pickaxe ability cooldowns now reset when entering the glacial mines. Another great change. I know a bunch of players that were complaining about this. I don't use pickaxe cooldown abilities. I think it's a crutch. I'd rather have the passive stat bonuses than another ability to use. So usually I just go with the passive stuff and just make the character stronger overall than having to use something that gives you huge damage or huge mining speed all at one time, and then you have to go 5 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever it is, 10 minutes before you can use it again. That's my line of thinking in any game. WoW, Elder Scrolls. I'd rather have passive buffs than some cooldown that you can exploit and then have a weaker character overall. I don't know. I know, I'm weird. Redstone pigmen will now aggro the player if they had this is an awesome change. I've already read this once, guys. I read the whole patch note before I come into this episode. Redstone pigmen will now aggro to a player if they've mined 10 redstone instead of being based off of how much redstone you've mined. They now also forgive players if they leave the pigmen's den zone. I have been asking for this one for a while. So once you leave their zone, they shouldn't like keep chasing you down. So that's good for starting players. And you can come in here and just mine, and then if you mine 10 and they start aggroing to you, you can just go away, and then there we go. Reforged stones for pickaxes and drills now mention that they can also be applied to drills. Removed configuration sign in stray block of bedrock in the crystal hollows. I need to get some more drink though. I've got one of those really good insulated bottles that keeps like water cold for like 12 hours. But if you don't put ice in it, like after about, let's say 8.5, it starts to, you can taste it like cooling down or warming up. So always put a couple of cubes of ice in there just to keep it cold. Miscellaneous changes. There's a lot of these guys. Added /set max speed command to change rancher boots speed without having to take them off. This is good for everybody. I don't use rancher boots, as you guys know. I think that the speed boost that you can get from rancher boots, you can get without having to use rancher boots. But if you do use rancher boots a lot, go for it. There's one thing that I do think you should use rancher boots for. That's nether wart. But I mean, if you use them, it is annoying taking them off. That's one reason I don't use them, because you have to take them off and change the speed. Now you can just use that command. And I know a lot of farmers will be glad for that change. Added a button in the bazaar to claim all coins from all sale orders. This was something that should have been there a long time ago, and it's a good change right there. Added a new dialogue line for Billy Joel, expressing that accessories still work in your accessory bag. Added a salvage menu option to Spider, Dragon, Gold, and Diamond Essence shops. That's cool. I wonder what you could break down for Diamond and Gold Essence. I'll have to look that one up. Added an explanation in the Golden Dragon Pet description that explains the various perk caps. Added some base farming fortune to each vacuum. That's good. That's good. Those you don't know, it uses your farming fortune as a magic item stat when it comes to pets and what they drop. So because they've added farming fortune to the vacuum, that means you're going to get more farming fortune to be converted over to mining magic item kind of for the vacuum. So you should see a benefit from that one. Added worm membranes to fishing sack. That's a great change. Thank you. I don't farm worm membranes, but I know a lot of people are doing it. It's annoying having that for not being in the farming sack. There's a lot of stuff that need to be in the different sacks that they need to add into them, but they'll get around to it. Adjusted the description of Tier 5 Revenant Slayers to clarify that the Slayer is immune to magic damage. Thank you. Adjusted the zone colors of the Power Stone Guide. Blazes spawned from Bout. Thank God. Blazes spawned from Bout are now named Bald Blazes, so they're different naming. I can't say this name. Can now be added to the Abode contacts after completing his quest line. Improved Master Mode toggle button requirements text to be consistent with all requirement warnings. Improve the museum item donation and retrieval messages. You'll just have to see that for yourself once you donate them. Items now say ability instead of item ability. Killing pest in the garden now reduces time for the next villager. I know a bunch of people that use pest, and that is great for them. They mine pest more than they actually farm, to be honest with you. You basically just set your fields up and then let the pest spawn, and then you just kill pests constantly. That's their goal. I don't like pests, so I try to lower that chance as much as possible. Moved farming axes from weapons to tools and miscellaneous on the auction house. I wonder if they're going to move them also from the well, I guess they are in the separate area in the museum, so never mind. Non-based stats on a pet are no longer reflected directly on the pet. Stats granted from pet perks and from pet items. This change is so that these stats aren't implied to be affected by the Tremelian ultimate enchantment, and the Milos relic pet item. Remove the largest size slime from the slime hill. Renamed Extra Farming Fortune to Extra Farming Drops in the Skyblock Guide. Repellent status, whether it's active, has now been added to the pest widget. The daily buy limit on blaze powder has been removed from the alchemist. Thank God. This is one I had a problem with anyway. There was no reason to, like, you can't convert it over. Like, there's no reason for that. You can't, with somebody gonna buy it off the AH or something. Come on, it's not sold on the bazaar. Like, it's only sold at the alchemist. I never understood why there was a buy limit on this one. And you need it for items. And you got to go buy items from the. You got to go buy blaze rods from the thing, and then you got to convert those over in your inventory. It's so annoying. As you guys have seen in my videos. The rabbit house, the house behind Abode, is now properly defined zone. Thank God. The require message for instant content, dungeons, and Kudra has been improved. You guys will have to tell me if that's a good thing or not. The sell price of the mythic snowman pet has been adjusted to 2 million coins. I don't know what it was before, so is this up or down? You guys let me know. It says adjusted to. I'm assuming that's up. The summary message from when you sell a pet to George has been improved to provide details on what pet has been sold and for what price. Tier 5 Slayer bosses completions are now awarded 2. This is great for our challenge run because this will help him out a lot. The Tier 5 Slayer boss completions now award 2 combat wisdoms per boss slayed instead of none. Updated Carnival Fisherman dialogue is not say need what? Updated Carnival Fisherman dialogue to not say you need to supply your own fishing rod, because you don't. Updated the description of the following accessories to be more concise: feather ring, feather artifact, potion affinity talisman, experience talisman. I'll have to look at those. You can no longer send trade requests to players while they're playing Carnival games, and I don't know why you would do that. That's a crappy thing to do. You can now shoot the spirit bow on floor 4. I know a lot of people that complained about this. So this is a good change here. On floor 4, Thorns boss fight, even if you have no arrows. You don't have to run out, get arrows, come back. Your rewards for the nucleus runs are now nicely displayed in chat. Thank God. Bug fixes, item fixes. Fixed Agron rod breaking ice in the glacial in the glacial mines. You know somebody had to try it. Fixed Daedalus and Raiders Axe not displaying coin gain properly on scoreboard. That's a good thing. Fixed formatting of recall potions to show the readable locations. Fixed God potions missing the rarity tag. Fixed golden bounty being applied to fishing rods. Fixed golden bounty showing up as a modifier option when inputting a Terminator. Fixed Jack's arrow swap showing right click for more trade options in the tooltip. Fixed Jerry Sheen Gun description applying the correct mana cost reduction if enchanted with Ultimate Wise. Fixed machine gun short bows obtained from floor 1 having an outlier in the strength stat. Fixed mana disintegrators not working on the Staff of the Rising Sun despite it being a wand. Fixed Mighty Staff ability not working on Magma Cube Riders. Fixed Phantom Rods being able to pull other people's shiny pigs. Fixed Power Skulls being applicable on egg locators. Fixed Shadow Assassin armor stacking more strength than it was supposed to. Enchantment fixes. Fix the cleave enchantment being able to damage shiny pigs. Fix scavenger inefficiency not displaying level increased by items like the Celix golden bounty in the enchantment guide. Fixed the Thunder Lord enchantments apply cost. I'm guessing that's from books because this is apply cost, not enchantment cost. I don't know. Farming fixes. Sorry, guys. Fixed personal best in the Jacob contest, not updating if the player is offline when the contest ends. What usually happens on this, guys, is for some reason you get disconnected during a contest, and then by the time you get back on, the contest is over. You don't get counted. It doesn't count your personal best from that particular contest, even if you got like 200,000 or 300,000 more. And it's kind of annoying because that's extra farming fortune. Fixed pets spawning in non-cleared cleaned plots. I didn't even know that was a thing. Mining fixes. Fixed Heart of the Mountain powder buff not working in glaciite on glaciite mining. On glaciite maniacs. Fixed mining armor and glossy mining armor, mineral armor. Sorry. Fixed mineral armor and glossy mineral armor not working on red sand and Marsilio. It doesn't work on regular sand too, does it? We'll have to test that. I don't think it worked on regular sand. We'll see. Fixed treasure chest not spawning near the bedrock barrier in the Crystal Hollows. Pet fixes. Fixed inconsistent with number coloring of pigment pet description. Okay. Fixed mountable pets impeding other players by disabling them in the carnival area. Fixed pets not updating their stats correctly when fishing festival starts. So people were actually using mounted pets to mess up other players? Or did they do it by accident? I think that's a griefing problem if I had to guess. Achievement fixes. Fixed Dominator achievement to use Roman numerals like the other achievements. Fixed Festival Tunist achievement not occurring, incrementing its tally. Updated Always Shiny on Skyblock achievement to refer to Garden Time menu. To reference the Garden Time menu. Fixed wrong apostrophe being placed in the ring who is there and should have stayed cool achievements. Fixed miscellaneous fixes. Fixed a cheesing method for leeching Supreme Flight. I don't know what that was. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. Fixed abilities being able to damage shiny peaks. Fixed beacon jump boost in haste. Constantly trying to override God Potion effects. You could also fix the night vision potion effect, which always gets overridden by a couple of things. Fixed being able to drop carnival minigame items. Fixed being able to kill the chicken in Gulliver's Chicken Race. If you guys don't know, Gulliver's Chicken Race is where you have to mount over it's in the Jerry event. You have to mount the chicken and like fly through the circles. And there's like 3 or 4 stages of it. Fixed being able to pick up other players' dirt rod loot. Fixed being able to place bottles of Jerry in brewing stand. Fixed being able to see votes for hidden elections while in the dungeons. That explains how people knew who was going to win the election when it was a hidden election. Fixed being sometimes left with an empty page when removing a pet from the pet menus. Fixed unable to launch a bat firework if you have the event sack in your inventory. Fixed being able to open portal eyes menu after defeating bat. Fixed beastry credit for not being awarded. I'm sorry. Fixed beastry credit not being awarded for hidden Jerrys that you spawned if you did not hit them. Fixed bingo powder collection quest allowing players to go over the required amount but not awarding them. That was my problem, and I showed it to my wife that the bingo thing was 25,000 and I was at almost 26,000. I had to go mine some extra blocks just to get it to register that I had over 25,000. So I'm glad they fixed that one, even though it didn't affect me because I got the achievement already, the challenge done. Fix certain items in the bazaar stacking in the wrong amounts. Fix crux accessory not updating when killing crux enemies. Fixed enchanted sacks having inconsistent description styles. Fixed hoppity shop. Yeah, this happened to me sometimes. It's supposed to always have 7. And the other day I logged in, it only had 3. And I noticed on a video somebody made. I don't remember who the guy was, but he went on there. There was only one rabbit in there at all. There was no other rabbits in there. So I'm glad they fixed that because you're supposed to have 7 every time it pops up. Whether you've got them or not got them, there should be 7 in there. Like they should spawn 7 every time. Fix inconsistent rewards with lore from Jacob tickets. Fixed incorrect coloring of the plus in the Necro Blade swords. Fixed Jerry Workshop raid not ending properly, leading to negative magma cubes left and not receiving proper rewards. I haven't done a Jerry Workshop raid in a while, but I can see how that would be annoying and funny all at the same time. Because for me, if I was there, I'd be mad. But if you weren't there and you watch somebody's video, that would be hilarious. Fix lost bottles of Jerry being reset after leaving the rift. Fixed map items not loading when joining private islands. Fixed ministers showing up as candidates in the next election. A minister should not show up in the next election unless they have this perk here. Ministers affected by long-term investment will still show up in the next election. So that was always a glitch. So if they got minister, they weren't automatically in the next election. They have to have the long-term investment in order for that to happen. Fixed players not receiving a full experience amount from pet training session. That seems bad. I haven't actually got. I need to take mine out and then put them back in and use the actual money thing because it's like going to take like years in order to update them. What is wrong?
They killed him already.
Oh, she's killing rares on the Timeless Isles. And the problem with rares on the Timeless Isles is people are so strong they just wipe them out. And even though there's a timer on them to prevent that from happening, like they don't increase their health or anything, so they don't last long enough.
Who's on? The dragon?
Yeah.
He spawns down here.
Right.
When his timer goes away, he's somewhere up here.
Right.
Why?
Because he flies in a circle.
I get that. But it shows him stationary down there.
Not on my map.
It does on mine. Like that's where he popped up.
He pops up down there, yeah, but it's on my map. It shows him doing the
Flying
circle.
around.
Yeah, it shows his icon moving on the mini map. If you look on the mini map. Sorry, guys. Different game. Yeah. Anyway, the pet training thing. Like, I need to take them out. The whole point of that was to level up my hoot anyway, and I think he's max anyway, so I need to take that out anyway. But I need to take those out. That'll probably be one of our episodes after bingos are where we'll take them out and we'll try to put them in with some money. and see if we can't get those guys leveled up a lot faster than that. I was going to use my free slot just to level up somebody, but it just takes too long, really, unless you pay for it. Where are we at? Fixed reforges in the hex not showing their descriptions. Fixed text color inconsistency with mathematic code descriptions. That's good. Fixed the Christmas tree in the hub being cut off by the traveling zoo stands. Fixed shiny pig loop not giving into sacks. Fixed some areas of the blacksmith showing up as coal mine in the scoreboard. Fixed using the lantern item on pressure plates causing redstone torches to drop. Fixed wooden pillars and you know they had to try, right? Wooden pillars in front of the carnival being mineable. Some typo corners. I'm going to let you guys read this part of it if you want to read the typos. They just corrected a bunch of typos. If you guys want to read that, you can. That's pretty much the end of it. I'm going to post this in the description down below. You guys can go check it out. Especially read the part here on the thoughts of the devs, the dev notes. If you like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next episode. Nice and short. Sorry to be a long video. I've done 2 today. I'm going to go play with my wife. See you guys later.